Hello everybody and welcome to Las Vegas, Nevada. We've got a huge Friday night SmackDown ready for you. You're not going to believe it. Let me tell you what. I'm excited about the plans that I have going forward. Oh, I can't wait to get into them all. And Roman Reigns is going to say something about those words. And their matchup for King of the Ring amplified. Two weeks ahead, man, I have planned and planned and planned. And I'm so excited where it's going. So Ruka here challenging for the Women's United States Championship. When we left NXT, she had won the Women's North American Championship. If she wins tonight, then she's champion. If she loses, well, it's just gone. But the plans I have post King of the Ring, I think are fun. I think I'm having a lot of fun looking at them and expanding on them. I work a lot. I work 12 hours a day, and they're just playing in my head over and over and over. And if you can't tell, that's passion. I love wrestling. I love the WWE. I've been a fan for 30 years, and this is the stuff that goes through my head on a weekly, daily basis, really. And some of these matches are going to have implications down the line. And I think with Universe Mode, to open it up, quite frank, and not to build a storyline here too much, the most challenging thing for me about Universe Mode is that to do what you want to do, you have to set it up, and the way you set it up takes some time, in my opinion. It takes that first month, that first PLE, to really push everybody in the direction you want to go, and then after that's accomplished, then you can do what you want. And that's what I'm looking at the next episode. The next episode is the big lunge forward, and the first Raw after King of the Ring. Those are huge. So if you think I'm blowing smoke up my ass, just wait until then. But that's where my creativity can really bloom and take off. Now, Chelsea Green making her Universe Mode debut, as I said. Sol Ruka is making her second appearance. This is for the Women's United States Championship. These two women are extraordinary athletes, and they are phenomenally entertaining. Sol Ruka, there's not a single frame that goes by that I feel like that you can really just skip. She is phenomenal everywhere it counts. And Chelsea Green is as beautiful as she is entertaining. For her to take the Women's United States Championship and really elevate it to a level that I think right now is above both women's WWE Championships and the Women's Intercontinental Championship. For her to be able to do that and come in as a wrestler that Vince McMahon would have just brought in to do some matches, be goofy, and then probably would have sat her on the rack. Sat her on the shelf, excuse me. No particular reason I said rack, Jesus. To set her on the shelf. And she really took the ball, became incredibly entertaining, and ran with it. And she's doing the same thing with the Women's United States Championship, even creating an entire persona around it. And Chelsea Green tonight is going to look to retain that. She doesn't have the secret Hervis on her side, partly because I haven't done anything to them in universe mode. But they will be around. They will be around. And Sol Ruka's goal is to really elevate her level. If NXT is truly dead and gone, then this is her opportunity to become relevant on the main roster. And beating Chelsea Green is a phenomenal way to do that. Again, as I say in every video, thank you for your love and support. 400 plus subscribers is amazing. And this is the interesting time in my mind in universe modes, creations, is that there's always an immaculate amount of hype when the game comes out. And that's good for about a week or so. And then after that, you see a significant drop. And that drop is correlated with the hype dying down, of course. So you see subscribers go up. And this isn't my first rodeo. I've done this several times. And of course, breaking news. Randy Orton came into my office, demanded a trade to Raw. Well, I traded that sumbitch to Raw for Ludwig Kaiser. Of course, Randy Orton's been on a little bit of cold streak. You can see the match card right there. Huge matchups tonight. Randy Orton on a little bit of a cold streak. Didn't make it to King of the Ring, unfortunately for him. Got beat by John Cena after putting on a clinic. Got a little bit embarrassed. But the hype dies down with the game. So you see subscribers go up, then they go down. Or they don't go down. They go up at a marginally slower rate. And the same thing for views. So we're at that die-down period as Sol Ruka is taking it to Chelsea Green. And that die-down period is really the thing that you have to focus on. Because once the new game comes out, people are going to be hyped for the previous year's universe mode. So they go back and try to find their favorites. So when the new game comes out, that's who they can watch. That's at least what I do, to be honest. And I don't watch too many universe modes. But Chelsea smashing Sol Ruka in the face and then hitting her with a flatliner. I need to just do intro matches. Like the first match on the card is where I talk and babble. And Sol Ruka's busted open by Chelsea Green's aggression. The famouser right there. This might be it. And Sol kicks out at one because she's a super soldier. Chelsea Green might be going for the unprettier. And Sol Ruka reverses it, striking back and forth. So, anyway, not to beat a dead horse, but subscriber count and viewership rates are going to be a little bit slower as of now that the hype has died down. Those of you who are here, those of you who have been here, you are my main demographic now. So I appreciate your love and support and appreciate your engagement. Make sure you check out the post. I got a little bunch of goodies, a bunch of analysis. By the way, she just hit a slow. Oh my God, I'm off my game today. I just got off vacation. Sol Ruka winning the Women's United States Championship. I might have to snap back into kayfabe because Sol Ruka showing here that she's the double champ, but she's the United States champion. And then now we have Gigi Dolan, Lash Legend, and Ivy Nile. As you saw last week, Liv Morgan attacked by Alexa Bliss in the parking lot. She cannot wrestle this week or next week. So we're having a triple threat to determine who is going to advance to the next round. And then Liv Morgan will face the winner at Queen of the Ring. Unfair? Might be, but don't tell Stone Cold Steve Austin that. Gigi Dolan making her Universe Mode debut. I know a lot of you wanted to see some Universe Mode stars make their debut, and they are. Looks like All Ego wants to be all concussed. Stay a while. Check yourself into the night in. Have a seat. And if you want to stay a while, I'll do you a solid. 2 discount BFTs and a one-way ticket back to where you came from, with everybody saying L.A. Night. Yeah. Again, like I know a lot of you were anticipating some NXT superstars making their debut, and they're going to be doing that the next couple of weeks. And some of them I have big plans for leading into SummerSlam. Some do not. Like I said, I'm ahead on the scheduling, man. I'm thinking about it constantly. And Ivy Nile here looking to prove herself. Here we have the men's bracket. Gunther saying, I will show these people the real spectacle of professional wrestling in this cherished ring, not some acrobatic nonsense designed for carnivals. RVD, prepare to be educated on this manner. Of course, RVD last week challenging Gunther, saying, well, maybe he's the real WWE champion and not Gunther. And we know that when you do that, Gunther is violent and incredibly precise. And something else I want to do in Universe Mode, honestly, is I want to make an episode one day talking about my thought processes. I feel like it would have to be an episode that's outside of the Universe Mode episodes, but how I go into certain things, why I create certain things. And here comes Lash Legend. Lash Legend looking to punch her ticket to Queen of the Ring. Can she do it? Huge promise for Lash Legend. She's been making some waves. She's a phenomenal athlete. She has the size, she has the ability, and quite frankly, she's very hard-hitting. She's the kind of woman that you have to look at twice, not because of what she looks like, but what she looks like. You know what I mean? She's a woman that stands like a statue over in the corner of the ring, and you really have to contemplate, hey, am I going to go through with this? Because Lash Legend's already made that decision, and now you're stuck in the fog. The headlights are on, and you're just a deer glaring into them, hoping you see the other side. And sometimes Lash Legend is that incoming car. Of course, like I specified, this is a triple threat match to determine who advances to Queen of the Ring. This might be a little hectic, but Ivy Nile striking, Lash Legend striking, they're all striking. One of the strikes are going to land, and one of these women are going to make it into the Queen of the Ring PLE. Ivy Nile ensaguri to Gigi Dolan. Gigi Dolan, a wrestler with huge promise, really because of character and presentation, but has not been on TV that much. I think partially that's because of in-ring ability, but I think everywhere else she has it. And as long as people are invested, Gigi Dolan is a viable option going forward to anyone who loves characters in wrestling. Lash Legend, a huge splat to Gigi Dolan as Ivy Nile grabs a kendo stick. It's about to get violent. Ivy Nile smacking Lash Legend across the head. Ivy Nile striking precise where Gigi Dolan was more so flailing, costing her any momentum she had, and Ivy Nile's returning it tenfold as she hits a famous on Lash Legend, going for the pin. Obviously not enough. The match just started, but Ivy Nile looking for something, looking for anywhere to go. I know the women's champions on Raw and SmackDown have not been showing their faces as of late. That's because they need a little break. Charlotte Flair specifically is on a Brock Lesnar schedule. She shows up when she wants. She decides when she doesn't want to show up. And after Queen of the Ring, we're going to figure that out. And Rhea Ripley, I think she's just biding her time, saving that energy like a kinetic shot of a cannonball being launched through the atmosphere. We know how brutal and dominant Rhea Ripley is. She doesn't have to show her face to every single opponent who wants her belt. She just has to show her face to that one. And Ivy Niles putting in the work here. Lash Legend biding her time. Not able to get the kendo stick off on Ivy Nile. Could this be it? And Ivy Nile is going to advance to Queen of the Ring. What an upset to both Lash and Gigi Dolan. Ivy Nile has been on the main roster a little bit longer, but those other two women have fantabulous upside. And now we have LA Knight. Yeah, he's set to defend his United States Championship against Ethan Page. Ethan Page, last time we saw Ethan Page was in NXT, losing the NXT Championship to Rob Van Dam. Maybe Ethan Page has some spunk in him against LA Knight. Two very similar men looking in a very similar mirror. One has gold and the other had gold. Now, I've mentioned before that I will be in Fort Worth, Texas, April 25th for that SmackDown after WrestleMania. If you're there and you watch my videos, say hi. Don't be a stranger. I'm going to be there with my wife and child. It's going to be his first WWE show. And of course, LA Knight calling out Ethan Page, primarily because he was talking crap in the locker room and he heard it. We already anticipated the call out earlier as we saw LA Knight talking about the night in. Liv Morgan was taken out by Alexa Bliss to get her out of the tournament. Will Alexa pay soon? Hell yeah. Will Liv Morgan be out of the tournament? Nuh-uh. Liv Morgan automatically advances. So it looks like Alexa Bliss's moment to shine to take out Liv Morgan did not work as anticipated or expected. So now Alexa Bliss and Liv Morgan will both be in the Queen of the Ring tournament. Can either one of them advance to the final round? We will find out. But Ethan Page here looking to win this United States Championship. If he cannot, where does that land him on the roster? LA Knight, Ethan Page. And this contest is underway. Ethan Page getting off to a fast start. We saw him lose to RVD, but we know Ethan Page has tremendous upside. He's a character that I love to juxtapose with LA Knight because both of them love talking. They both love action. Ethan Page is all about his smile, and LA Knight is all about, yeah. And Ethan Page looking to maintain his smile tonight as LA Knight is looking to maintain his United States Championship. Ethan Page going toe-to-toe with LA Knight. LA Knight not able to get out of this until he does. Hits him with the drop kick. Basic and fundamental LA Knight here as he starts to control the pace. Yeah. Irish whip into the corner, setting him up on the top rope, possibly looking for a superplex. But Ethan Page says, no. And now we're back to trading blows. Maybe Ethan Page has something to prove here when it comes to physicality. And maybe LA Knight just needs to punch that smile a little bit harder than he did last time, egging him on. And LA Knight drop kick again to end it. LA Knight winning that exchange and hitting him with the yeah. This is basic and fundamental LA Knight. LA Knight having a fantastic run as United States Champion. Hosting future open challenges, and this was probably meant to be an open challenge, but he got whiff of it before it even happened. LA Knight striking Ethan Page, moving and then hitting him with a strike of his own, raking the eyes of LA Knight. This is met with a crumbling DDT. LA Knight loves that United States Championship, but I'm sure World Championship aspirations has to be on his mind if he is being honest. LA Knight pulled off the top rope as Ethan Page exchanged places with him. Splash, and LA Knight gets out of the way. Snapmare. LA Knight hits him with a backhand, with a little atomic double axe handle, excuse me. And Ethan Page manages to kick out. The elbow was not enough for LA Knight, who senses that he might have to go for more. Might have to wear Ethan Page down a bit more. Clothesline over the rope as Ethan Page is sent out of the ring. LA Knight taking his time, plotting methodically, telling Ethan Page to get up. Double axe handle, and it lands once again on Ethan Page's smile. And Ethan Page has some space right here, has a little window. Tilt-a-whirl suplex. And now he's getting on LA Knight to punch some sense into him. Ethan Page, big, strong ambitions on the channel. We'll see where it leads him. And a lot of times these wrestlers, they perform differently on the video game. Like AJ Styles, an absolute menace. Not saying he isn't in real life, but he's a problem, right? BFT, and Ethan Page is busted open. And Ethan Page kicks out. Sometimes they're a problem, but sometimes the way they're designed in the game, they just aren't that good for some reason. Small package by Ethan Page. That would have been a 3 count, I think, but the ref is redoing the turnbuckle pad. LA Knight able to get out of it because of that. Ethan Page could have had the United States Championship, but it looks like it's going to slip through his grasp potentially. Running powerbomb on LA Knight. As Ethan Page stays in the ring, he just needs space and air. LA Knight here struggling a little bit, taunting right in front of Ethan Page's face and gets thrown into those steel steps. Now LA Knight is going to take that space and time and taunt a little bit as Ethan Page is disabled outside the ring. But LA Knight loves that U.S. title, but looking for world championship aspirations. And another BFT. That could be the match. Ethan Page gave LA Knight a run for his money, possibly had the United States Championship in a small package, but the turnbuckle he untied. Distracted the ref. He distracted the ref with his own move. Potentially cost him the United States Championship. And RVD coming out to the ring, and Gunther smacking him in the back of the head with the World Heavyweight Championship. Gunther blasting him, telling him that he is the real champion. There's only one champion on SmackDown. And we have yet to see the ring general in action. But let me tell you, he is fired up about being on SmackDown, the blue brand, having the big gold belt again. It is just two things that fit together, Stone Cold and beer, The Rock and $500 shirts, and the big gold belt on SmackDown, reminiscent of Batista. Gunther Irish whip into the corner, attempting to start his chopping flurries, and RVD gets him with the slam. Now Gunther's got to be careful. He cannot underestimate Rob Van Dam. He is sneaky, he is slithery, and he's incredibly athletic. And that athleticism gets his opponents into tricky situations as Gunther unloads the chops on him. And RVD's chest is going to be bare and bloody by the end of this match if he keeps allowing this. Gunther absolutely teeing off. Big boot missed, and RVD capitalizes. Back again to the chops, and RVD is left stammered. Big clothesline. Gunther is not playing around. In my mind, Gunther and the World Heavyweight Championship are a match made in heaven, but in real life, I do not think Triple H has done a very good job booking him as champion. He's been off screen for far too long. Has not wrestled that much, and there are no interesting storylines with the belt. Don't at me with Jey Uso. It's not fantastic right now. It would not surprise me if on Monday Night Raw tonight they had a huge brawl, because that's like Triple H's de facto. Anyway, back to the match. RVD striking, but not as effectively as Gunther with another massive clothesline. Of course, unprecedented precision. Gunther knee drop from the middle rope. And Gunther again exercising that free speech to inform the public that he is in fact the ring general. And Gunther, like I said, his booking on TV has been wishy-washy. My goal on Universe Mode, for those of you who don't like Gunther, I am so sorry. He's going to be so dominant to start off at least. Powerbomb into the barricade, snapping RVD's versatile spine into two pieces. Gunther's telling those floor seat fans, look at what y'all did. Y'all love RVD? Well, now he's in half. Not gonna lie, y'all couldn't pay me to sit on the floor seats. And Gunther, huge clothesline outside again. Gunther going back in the ring. There's no sense to even be outside. Maybe there is. Gunther is not done with RVD. Maybe he is or isn't. Oh, military press from RVD. That's some strength. Into the moonsault. Classic RVD there. And RVD slammed. Tripped into the barricade. He didn't touch the LED board, but he got close. And Gunther go ahead and throws him over the barricade just for giggles. And that's going to be the end of that. Some excitement vanished within a moment. RVD looks incredibly exhausted. His lungs, his body is being taxed. And Gunther is just unrelenting. And another clothesline. Gunther here to prove his very significant point that the NXT Championship is nothing compared to the World Heavyweight Championship. Of course, RVD would know this. He beat John Cena at ECW One Night Stand. He's been Hardcore Champion. He's been WWE Tag Team Champion. He's been multiple champions. RVD knows these things, but Gunther is a different breed. I say this, and RVD's been slammed by prime Brock Lesnar. Maybe it's reminiscent to those days. The CTE is slowly taking him back as Gunther continues the unrelenting, unforgivable slaps and chops and uppercuts and clotheslines. RVD trying a shoulder tackle merely budges Gunther, and a springboard moonsault that whiffs. Gunther even waits for him to get back to his feet. And another huge chop. Gunther is not messing around here, folks. I think Gunther might be a dangerous man, what he's doing to Rob Van Dam right now. We saw him 2 weeks ago beat Ethan Page. Huge spiking DDT on the apron. We saw him beat Ethan Page in a highly contested match, and RVG just kind of slipped away with the Van Daminator, and now he's not able to slip away. Can RVD even hang anymore? Does he still have it? And Gunther, back body drop on the barrier. We're seeing Gunther use every item that is legal to his disposal, slamming him down. And this is why RVD's so exhausted. That back is working overtime. Those lungs probably working overtime. And Gunther, I wouldn't be surprised if Gunther wanted to win by ring out here, just to prove how insignificant Rob Van Dam is. Gunther leading RVD to the announcer's table. This might not be good for Rob Van Dam. And Rob Van Dam able to get out of there temporarily. Huge kick there. RVD might be in the match no matter how small. RVD has to get him back into the ring, has to hit him with something that's going to stun him. And Gunther manages to get out of the submission and drags RVD back to the announcer's table. Whatever he's about to get hit with is not going to be pretty. RVD hit with the huge slam through the announcer's table. And I think Gunther might be done. He's not playing around anymore. He's playing with his food. And he's not... He's just going in and out of the ring, resetting the count to see how long it takes RVD to get back into this ring. The mind games. Huge clothesline again. Gunther now sizing up RVD. huge power bomb, and that could be the match. Is this going to be it? Rob Van Dam's back has been targeted, been mutilated, and this could be it. And RVD, he manages to kick out. RVD is not done. RVD now going on the attack, desperate. Hits Gunther with a modified pile driver. That could be the match. Is RVD going to become the new World Heavyweight Champion? Oh, 1 count. Gunther is a machine. RVD needing Gunther to exercise that free will, and that tope is met on the outside floor. RVD splatters like a bug, attempting to fight back, attempting to gain any momentum whatsoever, and he has none in this match. Both men now incredibly exhausted. And Gunther's going to get RVD back into the ring, it looks like. Oh, slams his face on the apron. Doesn't even bother to help him get back in the ring. Senton off the apron, just going back outside to reset the count again. He probably doesn't even need to. He continues with the chops. Gunther bruised and battered. RVD definitely bruised and battered. Another chop. Gunther telling RVD to come on. Where's his grit? Where's his championship spirit for this professional sport? RVD getting hit with another clothesline from hell. Gunther, what's he going to do here? RVD reverses. RVD runs out of steam, attempts to grab Gunther in the corner. RVD not allowing Gunther to control the situation just yet. RVD's back gives out. Gunther, RVD into the powerbomb. And Gunther hitting Rob Van Dam with the second powerbomb, and that could be the match. And the ring general Gunther retains the World Heavyweight Championship. I think there was some idea in Rob Van Dam's mind that he was going to beat the ring general, but Gunther was not having it.